Well, the Cowboys have been the most dominant team in football 2016. It's been a fabulous year for them. So typically in a case like that, they've been so good that we've tried to make a case thus far of how these other teams will match up to the best team, most consistent, most dominant team during the course of the season. So let's take a look at it. Number one thing is the Dallas Cowboy offensive line. They've only allowed 60 pressures this season. It's the fourth fewest in the NFL. They've had 1,487 yards before contact. So any running back, forget Zeke, any running back that touches the football, he's getting 1,400 yards before contact. So the ability to get the running back into the secondary and to be able to wear the defense down. Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott, you have to put a combination with that offensive line. 3 Pro Bowlers on the offensive line. They're strong up the middle like a good baseball team. Baseball teams that be good at short, be good at second, be good at pitcher and catcher, and that's what the Cowboys have. Zeke has been outstanding, and where he's been outstanding, where I don't think people give him credit, we know the yards per rush, his touchdowns, and it makes Dallas a great red zone team. So when you see Dallas get into the red zone, Zeke has 15 rushing touchdowns. That allows them to be dominant in the red zone. They don't push the ball down the field and settle for field goals. Typically, they can push the ball into the end zone. The most surprising thing would be number 3, would be their defense. Their defense has been surprisingly spectacular. One of 3 teams in the NFL this season that has not allowed a 100-yard rusher in a game, and they rank 4th, which is the most important stat, in scoring defense. So this is a defense that came out of nowhere. This is a defense that also is benefiting from the running game and time of possession, with Dallas having more than 32 minutes of time of possession average. Them holding teams to field goals instead of giving up touchdowns. And number 4, which I might have been persuaded with you, working with you this week, the MVP of the league, Dak Prescott. Can he and Dez Bryant, can they be the X factor? And I believe it in 2 ways. If Dez can make a couple big plays per game, plays over 20 yards in the passing game, that can make Dallas special. What is the X factor? The X factor, if Dez and Dak can be such a threat that the other teams decide to play cover 2 and put 1 less guy in the box. That means they're committing 2 guys to Dez in cover 2. That means they only have 9 other guys, which means they can only put 7 guys in the box compared to 8. And I believe the benefit of that is Ezekiel Elliott in the running game and also the other receivers in the passing game. So those are the 4 reasons: offensive line, Ezekiel Elliott, their defense being surprisingly special, and the X factor, Dak and Dez hooking up with a couple big plays, or Dez demanding a double team or cover 2.